Hi guys, this is Kristen Martinez from PaxTherapy.com, and I'm one of the therapists that we have that help families, moms, dads, couples, and their kids get through difficult times, conflict, arguing, silent treatment, just pretty much not getting along by providing coping skills, communication skills, and problem solving so that you guys can actually enjoy spending time together and look forward to going home. So this video today is going to be for all my moms or my wives in the audience, especially those of us who struggle with husbands who, when you ask them to do something or you're trying to get heard, they turn into a wall or a rock, or all of a sudden they have really selective hearing. Like they could play the best deaf person on TV that like ever existed, right? And so what I want to do today is go through a couple of skills that could be really helpful for you guys. And those three things are going to be having a soft start when you're asking him to do something, using words of affirmation, which if we have time, I'll get into some like love language stuff. And then the third thing is showing appreciation, which I know moms, we are like the most unappreciated people, and wives do too. Like if you don't have any kids, like I know the work that we do. I know what society expects of us, and I know that unfortunately society is mirrored in our own homes. So I understand that, but please just bear with me and talking about these three tips that could be super helpful and getting your husband to hear you a little bit better. So you want to start every conversation you have, especially if you're asking him to do something, with something called a soft start. As women, typically, we do something called a hard start, which is pretty much coming in and be like, I asked you to take out the trash, or why haven't you done XYZ, or are you listening to me? Right? Men don't respond to that, unfortunately. And you can really think back to when they're children, right? And think about if you have kids, like think about yourself and how you interact with your own son, right? Right? What's the expectation? Mommy's like super loving, usually gives a lot of attention. And so as adults, they kind of are used to that. And so you have to go in with that same idea. You want to use a soft start. Something like, oh, hey, honey, like, I know you're watching that show, like, and I know it's your favorite show, and I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm thinking, like, maybe when it's over, it would be so helpful for me if you could, like, help me take out the trash. It would be so awesome, and I just really appreciate you and love you so much. Okay, so I did a soft start, and I also talked about appreciation right there. I'm not saying the first time it's going to go over well. Like, this is something you might have to, like, practice, because I'm pretty sure the first time he's going to be like, what the, right? Insert expletive. Like, what's going on with this woman? This isn't how she normally communicates with me. But try it, see if it helps. The second thing that I want you guys to try is something called words of affirmation. And if you're familiar with the 5 love languages, which I love languages, which I know a lot of us are familiar with, one of them are words of affirmation. And I want you to think of men like, this is totally an overgeneralization, but I want you to think of it like this. Generally, men are, as young people, are really pushed into sports, really active. And what you'll find is that while they're being competitive, there's also a whole lot of affirmation going on. Like, good job, great job, slacks on the butt. Like, they're really getting, like, pumped up, pushed up by their teammates and by the people around them, by their parents, by everybody involved. And so I want you to kind of take that same mindset when you're dealing with your husband, right? Tell him how much you appreciate him. It could be the smallest thing. I know for me, just the other day, my husband was so helpful. Okay, so I went straight for it. I went straight for the kill. I was like, hey, like, last night when you helped me give a bath to the kids, I felt so relaxed, and I appreciate you so much for thinking about me and giving me that time to just that like 10 minutes to just to journal in my journal. And I just appreciate it. I love you so much. And you could follow it up with a kiss if you want to. You don't have to, but I'm just saying it could be really helpful. Okay, and then the last one I want to talk about today. Well, we just talked about showing appreciation. What am I talking about? Oh my gosh, words of affirmation. That's okay. So words of affirmation are like telling him how great he is. Let's go back. So I told you how to show appreciation, but you could also give affirmation. So like telling your hubby, let me think of an example. I threw myself off. Oh yeah, I really love this. My husband has a beautiful smile, and so I always like to tell him like how beautiful his smile is. I really, I do like to like show lots of gratitude towards him. I like to tell him like when I'm having a bad day, like when I see you, it changes my whole outlook on life. And I don't know. And I think if you take those three things that we just talked about, which are using a soft start, words of affirmation, and showing appreciation, I definitely think that you might start having a shift in your relationship. And if you think like, how would I want my husband to interact with me, and you do the same thing back, you're going to find an entirely new relationship. So feel free to try any of these things. Good luck. If you want, leave a comment below if you have tried these things, if they have worked, if they haven't worked. Also, if you want to if you have tried these things and now they're working for you, I'm going to leave a link for our contact information on the bottom if you want to get in touch with us. So thanks for listening, and I really look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.